So, welcome to today's training, all about the webinar secrets for 2025. Why is that so important? Because I'm telling you, presentations are going to be one of the most important tools for your business to grow your business and to really skyrocket your business, because presentations are super popular, and that is a skill that you can learn. You can learn all the skills it takes to turn a presentation into success, and you absolutely need to do it, because presentation, especially video content, it's kind of connected all together. Are more and more popular. People love to watch videos because you can instantly create that connection with your audience, and it doesn't matter if you are creating or recording a video for your website, your web page, your landing page, something in your automation, in your emails, even there, or if you are probably invited to a speaker event or a summit or a retreat. They become more and more popular, and it's kind of, if you're not mastering that, if you're not playing the game here in doing the presentation, it's kind of leaving out a very, very important, fast and effective train for your business that really takes you very fast from A to B. Because a presentation, I'm not talking only about a webinar presentation, can be a live event like this training here. It can be a course, a mini course, an online course. So everywhere where you show up in front of the camera and you want to share something about yourself and about your topic, about your business, that is a presentation. So mastering that skills that it takes to create really, really interactive, engaging presentations, that is the goal here, because 2025 is the year for presentations. I'm telling you, it's becoming more and more important, and I want you to succeed. And in this training, I'm revealing the 3 skills that you absolutely need to master in order to create really, really successful presentations. What is a successful presentation? That is, of course, a presentation where you keep the attention of your audience and in the end can convert into something that is growing your business. It doesn't always have to be something that you're selling. Can be leads when you want to promote a freebie and you want to collect leads. Doing a short presentation, doing a mini course, doing a short training is a perfect way to generate leads. Or you want to launch a product, and then of course you need absolutely master those skills to make a better conversion in the end, because you want to sell in the end, right? That's a business, it's not a hobby. So therefore, let's let's have a deeper look into what you really need for your presentation. And well, the one thing is probably that we need to think about a little bit different on when it comes to presentations. So I really want you to move away from that classical kind of classroom teaching where you are on, yes, you are not, it's not an in-person event, it's a virtual event. So you are on the one side of the camera, there is a person on the other side of the camera, but still it's a one-to-many event. And you don't want to turn it into lecturing. You don't want to create that classroom feeling, that classroom atmosphere. You really want an engaging audience, and to have that engagement in your presentation, you need to think different of your presentation. So what's not working anymore, I see I'm kind of stuck here. Okay, anyway, sorry for that. What's not working anymore is that you take your content, you take out what you think your audience needs to know, You write a script, and it doesn't matter if you're using ChatGPT for that or you're doing it by yourself. You write a script, you put that on slides, in text and sentences, in bullet points, whatever. You add some images there, and then you go online, you say hello, you give them an overview, you introduce yourself, and then you start sharing the screen, and you think that is a presentation, because it's not. Screen sharing is absolutely not a presentation. Screen sharing and using slides is one tool of many. Is one tool that you can use to support your presentation, which is a little bit different. So instead of thinking, okay, I have to write it all down and then this is what I share, I want you to think completely, really completely different. And my question for you is, when it comes to your webinar, when your webinar is done, what do you want your audience to remember? What is the one thing you want to stick in the mind of your audience? If you're watching live, if you are watching a replay, it doesn't matter. Leave me in the comments or write it down for yourself. That's absolutely fine. You can do that for yourself. This is important, because this is the heart piece of your presentation. You need to know what you want your audience to remember, because that is your presentation. That is what you want then to that is your giveaway, and that is their takeaway, right? And there has to be something, there has to be a reason why they are watching. Give them a reason to watch, and that is the reason to watch. And if you don't have that, you have no presentation, because that is what it's all about. You want your audience to remember something. And before you start thinking of how to start and how to do this and what to put on the slide, blah, 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 this is what you need to solve first. This is what you have to be clear on first, because it's the heart piece of your presentation. Everything is evolved around that. And a presentation is, first of all, like I said, nothing that so I don't want you to think of it's about you, what you know, and now you're sharing it with with your audience. It's more, what can you create? It has to be clear. People do not know, people do not need you to get information. That is what the internet is for. That is what Google is for. That is what YouTube is for. When they need to know something, they can Google it. That is not the reason why they come or show up in a presentation. They need you for something completely different. They need you to inspire them. They need you to help them understand. You need to help them understand, which is completely different, or what is, it has nothing to do with sharing information. You help them to understand. You help them to get clarity. You help them to make a decision. This is something that Google or YouTube cannot do. YouTube probably, when people are doing exactly that kind of videos. But actually, you need to be an additional source to Google. So when people wanna look out or watch out for resources, yes, there are the data and facts, they go to Google, but they need you for something different. They need you to help them get clarity, make a decision, get motivated, take action, be inspired, and so on. This is what you are for. That is your job. Okay? And I want you to take back a few years before that, before I started. So I'm so sorry, I didn't introduce myself for everyone who's watching and doesn't know me. My name is Janine. I'm the founder of the Spotlight. Here it is, the Spotlight Academy. And I live in Vienna in Austria. This is where my accent is coming from. And I worked over 20 years in the fashion and advertising industry. I've probably done every job in that industry before I moved my my business online, into the online world. And in that time, I worked as a, not as a journalist, that would be too much, but I had a column, I had a double page in the wellness magazine in Austria, and they published it every second week. So it was a 14-day magazine. And what I've done there was to come up to talk about trends and introduce new products and talked about that. So it was a little bit more than just talking about a new product. I really had that. I was really free to create that in the way how I wanted it. That was the deal, so I could promote my business there. And the thing is, when you are starting to talk about products, then you're very quickly on the list of probably every public relation agency there, and you get a lot of invitations to press conferences when the brands are launching new products. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is that press conferences from beauty and fashion brands are really next level. Okay, there are all the creatives, and they do something more than just sharing and talking about the product. They are really trying to create that world around that product, and I want to inspire you with that story to think a little bit different about presentations, because there is the word presenting in the word presentation. We want to present our product, we want to present our business, and we want to create kind of a world around it and invite people to enter that world. And in one of that press conference, just want to use it as an example. I remember, sorry, that was about 20 years ago. Yeah, that's how old I am already. And it was Yves Saint Laurent. And they came up with a product that everyone can use, a daily product, but in a very luxury way. So it was a soap. It was the first black soap, completely black. And this is where they invited us to come up. So we were invited to go to a very fancy hotel in Vienna. And in that room that we were, they built kind of a tunnel. So I'm just showing you the atmosphere there was. It was not that tunnel, okay? But it was black, and there was a blue light spots in. So we had to walk through the whole tunnel and go from spot to spot. And every spot that was lighted with that blue light, that showed something, or there was something that was connected to the soap, and they wanted to make to awake every sense. So I remember there was one spot, there was that walnut leaf, because that is one of the ingredients of the soap. We could smell that. Okay, then we went to another spot, and there was a silk, so we could touch it. Yeah, and so we went from spot to spot. I have to admit, I don't remember the other ones anymore. There were 4 or 5 spots, and in the end, they presented like a treasure their soap. It was still just a soap, but the way how they presented it was so cool, and we were really enthusiastic about it, and they created that I want to have moment. This is cool, this is special, this is something new, and this creates that whatever it costs, or however I get access to it, I want to have that. This is what you need to create. This is the final product, just in comparison with a normal soap that you get for I think 85 under €1 or so, a normal soap. And on the top there is, it's called New from Yves Saint Laurent. I'm not promoting that that product. I just wanted to show you the way how they, if the package is there, it's everything is special around it. It's still a soap, and surprisingly, the thing was, we started a debate. Will the foam also be black, or will it be white? And it was funny, of course, everyone get one, so we could try it out. It's white. But still, it's super cool when you have that black. So probably not nowadays anymore, but 20 years ago, it was something very special. You can still buy it for €70. It's a soap. It's a soap, and people are buying it for 70 euro, and it's still available. So that was great product launch, and it created that world around the product. It made us, feel and use all our senses, and it made us, it triggered so emotional. It created an atmosphere, and I absolutely love that. And that is what you need to think about when it comes to presentation. How can you create a world around your business, a world around your product? How can you invite people? How can you create an atmosphere? And how can you trigger emotions and inspire people before you come up and share fact status and so on? I mean, I cannot tell you anything about the soap itself. The thing is, I don't care. People do not care what it's made of, how it's made, and so on. People wanna have that experience. And a good presentation is all about creating an experience. That's what we want. You cannot get an experience on Google, but you can in a presentation. This is the place for creating experiences, being emotional, trigger emotion, inspiration. That is what should happen in a good presentation. Okay, and the one thing that you really need to understand when it comes to presentation, I said in the beginning that I'm going to reveal the 3 skills that you need to master in your presentation. And the one thing that you really need to be aware of, now I'm coming back, is this. Attention. If you don't have attention, you have nothing. If you don't have the attention of your audience, you do not have a presentation at all. It sounds hard, but that is the one thing you really need to have. You really need to master the skill on how to get your audience's attention, how to keep it, and how to guide it through your audience. That's the thing. If you don't have attention, you don't have anything. You don't have anything. That's for sure. You need to be able to get the attention of your audience. That is crucial. And the question is, and I want you to have that, or I want you to write it down for yourself. The question is, what are you planning to do to get and to keep your audience's attention? Before you think of your content, of your aha moments, of whatever you want to share here in your presentation, is the question, how do you plan to get your audience's attention? So to get someone's attention is actually not so difficult, because you just do something silly in front of the camera and can assure you people will watch it. But that's not the case. We want to get our audience's attention in a positive way, so that they make, oh wow. And then that is actually the skill here. We need to keep it. We need to know how to keep our audience's attention. Therefore, I want to share another story with you, and that is that is an image that is coming up in my feed, I would say about a year now. I constantly see it. Several people have posted it, and they always got thousands of comments, and that is this one. Probably you have seen it too. It's a villa in Sicily, okay? And people are going crazy about that villa. And what they say is, oh, it's so beautiful, and I want to live there, and that is my dream place to be. Okay, so I want you to let's have a look on the comments, okay? Let's have a look on the comments. Here we go. And the comments, you see, this has 700, but I've seen it with 2,000 and more comments. So what do they say here? This is my dream home. The yellow color is amazing. Wow, this home is incredible. Loved it. It's my favorite style. Please tell me you can Airbnb this. Beautiful decor, so wonderful, stunning villa. Can it be purchased? Love this villa, blah, blah, blah. Goes on and on and on. People are really going crazy about that villa. Okay, let's have a closer look here. Let's have a closer look, because that is the other picture, and that is another picture. It's a ruin. When you have a closer look, it is a ruin. It's not even real. It's an AI generated image. People don't care. It doesn't matter how many times someone is saying it's AI generated. People don't care. They still want to be there. And also people say you actually cannot live there, but they also say, however, it's beautiful. You cannot live there, but it's beautiful. So the thing is, here is a war or fight between the ratio and the heart, your emotions. So the ratio or your brain, your reason says, come on, you cannot live there. There is a bathtub in outside, and then what are you doing when the rain comes down and the paint is coming from the wall, off the wall is coming already down. It's just a ruin. You cannot live there. But the heart says, shut up, I don't care. I want to have that. I want to be there, because it has everything, especially when it comes to this image. It has everything that triggers positive emotion. The color reminds us on sunshine, so we can feel the warmth of the sun. We can feel the breeze of the sea. We can feel the atmosphere. We can feel that is a wonderful place to be, no matter what the brain is telling you and saying you cannot live there. But that we don't care. So it's over, the emotion that it's triggering is over all the data in facts. Okay, we have to meet there in the middle. But in first case, people ignore that because it's creating that positive feeling. When you remember, I constantly said feel. It makes us feel something. It makes us feel a lot of positive emotion. It creates that idea we have of a wonderful place. It's like paradise, has this palm, it's the warmth, it's the breeze, it's everything makes us feel good. So what is the conclusion out of that? And that is in your presentation. You need to go. You need to raise the inspiration part. This is what you're here for. And you need to lower the lecturing part. I do not say never lecture anything, or you never teach anything, or never share anything, but in a different way and in a much smaller amount than we think is needed. Yes, people need to have a takeaway. They need to have a light bulb moment. But that's a small amount. The more you inspire people, the more you are able to trigger all these positive emotions by telling stories, by sharing images, by interacting with your audience, by really include them, interest them, give them tasks, make that more lively here. The more your audience has a takeaway, and the more they give you their attention, and the more you can keep their attention. Sorry. So let me just have a look if there are any comments. Bettina is here. Hello, Bettina. Welcome to the show. Very good info. Thanks. You're so welcome. Leave me in the comments if you have any thoughts, any ideas. You can share there, anything. Okay. Let's go back. Okay. So that is important to understand. Up with the inspiration, down with the knowledge and the lecturing. Okay. So what is the second What is the second skill that you need to master? And that is, you need to be able to interact with your audience. So interaction is actually the magic key, because now we have the attention of our audience by sharing a story, creating emotion, triggering emotion, addressing our audience, but we want to keep it. We want to keep the attention, and interactions are a perfect way to keep our audience attention. And a slide presentation is something that keeps you away from interacting with your audience, because then you hand over your presentation to Canva, PowerPoint, wherever your slides are located. What you do is you share a screen, you become very small in somewhere in a corner, and your slides are taking over. It's not what you want. So what we want is to get into an exchange with our audience, and that can be in so many ways. There are so many ways where you can interact with your audience, and let's say, so this is, I want to say, did you see? There is a direct interaction between you as the host of the show, and I really want you to think of yourself as a host and not as a presenter, and your audience. There must be a direct exchange. That can be by asking them questions. But asking them questions, I don't mean something where they only can answer with yes or no, or when you say, I see that very, very often in a presentation, that people say, when you want to this, leave a one in the chat, or say yes in the chat, or raise your hand. This is not really interacting. This is not really asking a question. Asking a question is becoming very specific. Why is that so important? Because you have to make your audience think about something. When someone is thinking about something, they cannot be distracted. They are fully in. So that is very crucial, because what we want is to keep our audience's attention, right? So we make them listen, we make them feel, and we make them think. And when someone is thinking, then they are here. So instead of, just an example, instead of asking them, what is something very generic, what is the goal in your life? You know, you have a lot of people that would say, I don't know, and I'm not sharing, it's none of your business. So you don't want to repel your audience, you want to include them in. So come up with something very, very specific. Like I asked you in the beginning, the question, what do you want your audience to remember? When I come up with such a specific question, it's still general enough that you can give an answer. So you're not so deep into the topic that people are saying, I have no clue. You can give an answer, but it's specific enough that you really have to think about it for a minute, and give that minute to your audience and say, okay, think about, what do you want your audience to remember when your webinar is done? And that is keeping someone's attention by asking specific questions, okay? Then the next is telling story, but of course telling a story that has something to do with the topic, but has a takeaway for your audience. Okay, so also storytelling, you have to be able to tell a story that your audience always has a takeaway. Okay, then the next thing is you can do a live demonstration here. Come up with something very simple you can show in front of the camera. You can share a white screen. You can have a flipboard here and do something simple. And don't use it to fully scribble it. I have seen that too many times. Use it. You have to be aware of how people are seeing you and how people are perceiving you. So when they see a flipboard, it has to be big and bold, and it has to be super simple. something they can, also write down and have a takeaway, and it can be processed in a very, very easy way. Okay, so that is an interaction. An interaction is also give them a task. Start working with them so that you create that feeling, okay, when I start working with that here, I want to finish. And then you can make an invitation, say, yeah, you can finish in my program. That is what it's here for. Well, let's start here. Give away something they can implement right away, something that is simple, but also opens, that idea. It's probably a good idea to come to the program and finish. Okay, so interaction is something that keeps or is essential to keep your audience's attention. And I have something for you. So if you want to get my free, it's for free. Okay, all you have to do is say hacks in the comments, and I send you the link to my 25 hacks. I have put together 25 genius, I have to say, genius interaction hacks, just for you, that you can use, so you get an idea what you can do in your next presentation. And if you want to have that, please say hacks in the comments, and I'm coming then back to you and leave and drop you the link. Okay, Pettina's already saying hacks. Yeah, you get it, of course. And because I want you to give, I want you to have a few ideas of what you could do in your presentation, in your interaction. Okay, and then we have a skill number 3 that I want you to master, that you need to master, and that is also interaction. I call it the info flow. So info flow, yeah, it's about you have to know how people are perceiving and processing information. That is crucial, because that helps you to create really factful, impactful aha moments. So the thing in a presentation is not to share what you know, because it took you years to get all the knowledge. So you cannot expect that people in the audience get the same knowledge that you have in a short amount of time. So we're out of that, okay? But what you need to do is you need to help them understand something. So understanding is something different than sharing information, okay? And therefore here comes the info flow. It means that you need to understand how are we perceiving and processing information. And the thing is, the one thing that I want you to take away is that it's not possible to perceive two new information the same time. That means it's not possible to listen, and I'm really talking about new information, not old information, new information, where you really need 100% attention to get it. And that is that you cannot read and listen the same time. It's just not possible, because you are activating the same parts in your brain, and that that parts in your brain can only activate it one. So either by when you are listening or you are reading something. Therefore, I say leave the slides out, because you want your people to listen to you, and you don't want them to give their attention to a text slide. And honestly, they don't need you for that. So they can read by themselves. What you need to do is to provide, to get the 100% information, and to know that it's only possible to listen, to give 100% information, 100% attention to one channel where the information is coming in. Okay, so this is what we need to learn here. That means it's also not possible to calculate and listen to the same time. It's not possible. It's also not possible to walk down a street, to go from A to B on a street, and when you don't know the street, when you don't know the way, and to have a phone call in the same time. You can have a phone call on a way that you know very well, but you cannot have a phone call and listen to someone talking to you when you are in a place where you don't know, where you have never been there. So you have to decide, do I put my attention to finding out to not get lost or to listen to you? So normally you say, I call you back because now I have to take care, otherwise I get lost here. So the multitasking thing is a bit of it's a bit of a myth, because it's not about being able to do three, four things with the same attention. It just means you give your attention to one thing and the rest is automated. You can, some people can cook and and talk to someone. And that is only possible when you know what you're cooking, because you have cooked that every day, and that's something that doesn't require your attention, so you can listen or talk to someone. But, think about it, when you are trying out something new, that requires your attention. Then you don't want to make any mistakes, so you stop talking or listening because your attention goes here. So we can only give our attention away one time, the rest is automated, or we have to shut it down. And you need to know that. That means when it comes to the part where you want to share an important information, something that is crucial, you want to create that aha moment, you want to help your audience to understand something, that is a very important part of your presentation. What you do is you bring in what I call an attention grabber beforehand. Before that, you need to get 100% of the attention of your audience. That can be with an interaction, that can be with a story, that can be with a task, that can be by addressing them, that can be with a question, okay? There has to be an interaction that grabs your audience's attention. And only when you have that, and you can see that in the chats when people are really engaging, or you see the numbers stable, no one is leaving, then you guide them through to your aha moment. And that is the reason why I said you need to be able to grab your audience's attention, to keep it, and to guide it. Okay? And then you really have them open and open-minded for the new information that is coming in. Okay? Any questions to that? I'm always open here. Here we go with the info flow. Okay? And the way how you build or how you create a presentation is not to sit down, take a piece of paper and start writing hello, welcome, overview, intro, sharing screen, then I have this statistics, this knowledge I want to share, this data I want to share, this is a testimonial story, blah, 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 blah. You write it all on a script. I know that, and then probably have a teleprompter. So that is not what you're doing. So I want to let me show you that live. When I said live demonstration, this is what I meant. You use something. I'm sorry. You use something very very simple to demonstrate something so that people can understand. This is the way how I create my presentations. I call it the string of pearls. Why? Because when you start writing, you always have that from top to bottom, okay? But when you think of a presentation, you need to think in a circle, okay? Because then you can start to work on that. And this is what I mean. So every single interaction that I'm doing in my presentation is a pearl, okay? And what you do is you master each pearl. So that is an interaction that says the Sicily story, the villa in Sicily. That is an interaction that says asking people a specific question. That is an interaction that says, okay, sharing the tunnel story with the Yves Saint Laurent product launch with images, okay? that is here to support that interaction. Then you have another interaction that is probably share the white screen or do something on the flipboard. Okay, you have all these pearls, and instead of learning the presentation from top to bottom, you master every single pearl, because next time someone is saying, can you talk about, so you just say it's a string of pearls and every single pearl needs to be mastered. When you have that, you can say, okay, I can do a very quick 15-minute presentation. I take out this, I know this is essential, I know it. I don't need a script for that. I don't need a teleprompter for that, because I mastered every single pearl here. I know how this interaction has to look like. I know how I have to tell that story. Okay, you master that storytelling. You are telling that story over and over again until you say, okay, this is the way how I want it to be, because people are really responding to that. Okay, a well-told story. Next time, you have to tell the story, you bring it in. You need, for one presentation, probably 5 pearls. For a 1-hour presentation, 10 pearls, and so on. You can move around, but you need to master each pearl. That means each interaction. That makes sense, and that leads to the pitch. While the pitch is there to close the sale and not to do the sale, because every single pearl, and that is why it's so important to master the single pearls, the single interactions, contains a sales moment. You need to create that idea that someone wants to work with you because they are inspired. They want to be part of your world. They are inspired. They want to have that goal. They want to have that result you are talking about. They have understood something, therefore they know they need that, they need your help for that. They have started a task, they started to work on that. You help them make a decision. Decision maker is one of the most powerful interactions you can have, because I mean a real decision, not a decision between meh and wow, and everyone has to say, yeah, wow, of course I want to have that. No, a real decision between 2 or 3 options. And people are stuck because they don't know which option to choose, so they can make the next step. And when you could put that away, that is a huge, this is a ton off my shoulder when you can help me make a decision that kept me stuck on the place. That's super powerful, and this is something you need to do a little bit before you start with your pitch. Because then people are, okay, I'm super clear about that. This is what I want to have. Thank you for helping me make that decision. Now I can take action more. Now I can I can move myself. Yeah, I'm not so stuck anymore. So there are a few things that need to be on certain places in order to be super effective. And people need to create that idea. I want to have that. I want to work with you. I need that. Before you get to the pitch. And in a pitch, then you start, okay, talking about your offer, and you invite people to your offer, and then in the end you come up with all the features, status, and how long and how much it costs, and so on. Okay, so any questions there? The thing is, I don't see myself anymore on the screen there. So you have to leave me in the comments if you can still watch me. So what I can offer you, now I hope you have an idea what you need to master. 2025 is super, super important for presentations. I'm telling you, it's so popular to be invited to a summit. It's so popular to do a retreat. It's so popular to say, I wanna join a speakers event. This is massive. So you need to be able to create not only your keynote, you need to be able to grab your audience's attention, to keep it, to guide it. You need to be able to interact, and then to and also to understand how people on the other side of the camera who never ever heard anything about your topic, how are they perceiving and processing new information that you are going to share. But you need to help them, understand, and you need to help them, that is the bonus here, to make a decision, okay? So that the next step is to take action, to implement, and then you can invite them to your program, what I want to do here. So this is my offer for you. It's a webinar audit. So that is the first step. Of course, you can work with me one-to-one, no problem. All you have to do is say, raise your hand, says, I want to work that, I want to have that. Then leave me the word call in the comments, and then I send you a link, and then we just, meet in a session, or meet in a Zoom call. Sorry, now I was distracted. In a Zoom call, and we talk about that, okay? Then you tell me what you have, what you need, and then you can work with me, okay? That's no problem. But my offer for here before Christmas is the Webinar Audit 90-minute coaching session. That means this is not for beginners, okay? This is when you already have done presentation, but you want to level up, there are some crickets, you don't know how to solve that, you want to improve your presentation. Then you sign up for that. All you have to do is say audit in the comments, okay? You say audit in the comments, so I send you the link, you sign up. And once your payment went through, which is $297, which is a fabulous price for that, really, for the outcome, you are asked to send me the link to the presentation you want to have the audit on, okay? Can be a webinar, can be a challenge, can be a presentation, it doesn't matter. Whatever you have, you send it to me. You give me 24 hours, because I need a little bit of time for that. But you please give me 24 hours, and then you schedule a call. I am pre-watching the whole presentation. I'm preparing a plan for you. And then in the coaching session, it's a 90-minute coaching session. We go through the whole presentation step by step. And I show you the moments where you were shining, and you have to keep that. And also the moments that need some improvement, okay? Where you probably leave money on the table because you just don't know how to share what you wanted to share. So I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you how to improve. I give you the steps, okay? So for the next presentation, you can implement. I'm showing you the before, and I'm showing you the after, how you should do that in order to make a higher conversation. So this is what we are going to do there. And this is actually the investment that you need to do or should do before 2025, because that is the year of the presentation, I'm telling you. And that is a very fantastic low-key entry into the world of presentation. That is the first step you can do, and I'm telling you, you will get away with a lot of hacks and a lot of tips, and I'm showing you everything that you can do in your presentation to improve it next time. I promise you, it's better. Okay, you will have more engagement, you will have more interactions, you will have more attention from your audience, you will have, but in the end of your presentation, more people who stayed and watched to the end, so you can really convert and do a sale. Because we have to, that is so important to think of. That is also something I want to give to you, is that we turn that always into a numbers game. So to say, okay, I need so and so many people showing up, this is the number, this is percentage, but people are not a percentage, right? So in the end of the day, there is always one single person doing the purchase, okay? It's not a numbers, it's not a mass that is doing something the same time. It's one single person on the other side of the camera who said, okay, this is what I want, this is what I need, I understood, I made the decision, I'm inspired, I'm motivated, I want to do that. That is a result, that action of your presentation. You guided your audience through the presentation. In the end, the result is that someone makes that decision and says, I want to have that, and it's worth the investment, takes the credit card, fills out the form, and clicks buy. It's one person. And then this action is done by another person, and by another person, and by another person. But it's always one person that is doing that purchase. So every single person in your audience counts. The moment you go live, the moment you say hello in a presentation, is the moment where you have the most influence. You don't have any influence to the people who didn't show up. They are gone. Okay, but the people who are there, this is where you have influence. So you do not have to accept any kind of numbers saying in every presentation 50% are leaving. You don't have to accept that. It's up to you to keep them all to the end so you can make that sale. Okay, and the sale is the result of all the steps that you have done during the presentation. So I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope you had your takeaways. Please leave me in the comments, what was your takeaway? I hope the biggest takeaway is that switch from going from what you want to share to what your audience needs to understand and how they perceive information, how you inspire them, how you motivate them. That would be the thing here, because that was my plan, that was my purpose here with this training. So I hope you had that takeaway, and I'd love to see you. I love to see your presentation in the audit. I've done that so the whole summer now, and seen so many amazing presentations. Every time I thought, my goodness, you could have done more here, because people are not realizing that there is their sales moment, and all they have to do is just present it a little bit in a different way. Okay, so when I can help you to do that, to really unlock all that, reveal all those sales moments that are already there in your presentation, I'm absolutely happy to help you leveling up your presentation game so you can absolutely rock the next year, which is 2025. So I hope I could help you here. I wish you amazing, really beautiful holidays. I wish you Merry Christmas, be safe, frohe Weihnachten from here, and I hope to see you in the next year. Bye.